There are many places in Costa Rica that are not as safe. I'm trying to, nice way to put it, not as safe as you would hope. Um, Most like my family came and picked me up when I was a missionary there. We have friends that are Costa Rican, and so we had places to stay and stuff. But there were some places that I would not take my family. Some areas, as a missionary, you really never have to worry about safety. First off, there's the Lord is protecting you. I mean, you're not bulletproof or anything, but the Lord's protecting you. Second off, most of the Costa Rican people understand who you are and why you're there. They might not believe you, but they understand you're there paying your own way. You're there volunteering, and you're there. And even though they might not believe you, they still believe you're there sent by God. A lot of people. So most of the time, the Costa Rican people will stick up for you. Not to say that you won't have any mishaps. I myself, I did have a ring stolen from me, a ring and a watch. A guy came with a knife, and actually, not to scare anybody who's watching this, it was probably one of the calmest robberies that's ever taken place on the planet. I wasn't scared in the least. I was just like, well, okay, well, here, have my watch, and here, have my ring. Oh, on this side, and that was about it. Anything that has happened to people or to missionaries was the lightest, most calm, non-violent ways that something could possibly be. I never heard anything that was violent at all. I mean, there are some missionaries, obviously, when you're working in slums and stuff like that, there are some missionaries that were robbed of money or something like that, but never was any violence really taken. And from what I've heard from a lot of the Costa Ricans is that despite the want of to commit the crime that criminals are doing, there is a deep fear of God. They're a religious country. Catholicism is the Costa Rican religion, state mandated religion. They teach it in schools and everything. So even though they might not, in essence, believe, they still have a fear of God. So if anything happens to missionaries, it's very, very tiptoeing around it. People do believe that there's godly vengeance and stuff that happens. So most people stay clear, and most people defend them if anything were to happen, which is very, very, very rare. That happened to me, and I think I knew of one other missionary that had anything happen to him the 2 years I was there, which encompasses the years before me that people were there. So, so that being said, safety. If you're not a missionary, just make sure where you're going is, you talk to people either on buses or on taxis or I don't know touristy people, and just make sure if I'm going to this place, it's a little dangerous. As with any place in Central America, it's easy to fall into the wrong place if you don't know where you're going. If you know where you're going, then I wouldn't worry about it at all. I've been back multiple times with either family or my wife, and we've had wonderful, wonderful experiences. We've known where to go, we've known where to avoid, and so haven't had any issues.